Hello, welcome to another day. Welcome to another episode of Successful Marriage, a Guide, a Garden. Um, you know, before I got married, um, I read some books about marriage. I read several books about marriage. And during the preparation, like towards getting married, I read a lot of books and I made a lot of research. And some of the things I discovered, excuse me, is you see the issue of marriage preparation cannot be overemphasized. The last time we talked about the preparing for marriage, that lack of preparation will lead to weak roots. The root of marriage will be weak. you know. And in the process of asking and researching and looking and reading, I got to find out a very funny thing. I read about marriages that they spent millions of naira, millions of dollars. At the end of the day, such marriages end after 1 week. It ends after 1 week. You find marriages that for 2 hours. I had to check the shortest marriage, the kind of money that was spent. There are marriages that end just immediately after the wedding. Certain things started coming up and they didn't end up at home. They ended up on the road and the marriage ended there. Growing up, I get to hear a man's testimony. He was celebrating his 35th wedding anniversary, and he said he was saying his experience, and then the man said that during the wedding, when he was ready to get married, the wedding, he had no money. And then what happened was that they used to the point where they used what do you call it, it's called guinea corn juice, like it's called kunu in outside Nigeria. They use that dawa juice. They use it as wine because they couldn't afford wine, and then they use um, bean pudding. That is moi moi in Nigeria. It's called moi moi. Is a bean pudding. They used it as cake. So they use kunu as wine, and they use moi moi as cake. Now, that marriage has lasted for 35 years. That means money does not guarantee marriage. Money can give you a trending wedding, an expensive wedding, but money cannot give you a successful marriage. So it's not about you need money. No. The preparation we are talking about, even though you need to prepare money, but it goes beyond preparing money, because money does not guarantee marriage. Now, preparation demands that you ask people who have been on that lane, ask them, how did they succeed? You see, young people today, when they talk about preparation, they go online to check weddings that are trending so that theirs will look similar, or they can beat that wedding, but not caring about the marriage. Nobody goes today to ask people who are successfully married for years to ask them, how do you succeed? No, people are more interested. Young people today are more interested in finding out the most trending wedding, the trending dress. You know, some persons just want to come from the sky. Some wants to come through through aeroplane. They just want to do a lavish wedding that is talk of the town, but nobody is checking about marriage. How do people stay married? Those are questions and researches that we should be doing, not looking for who has the best wedding dress, who has the best wedding suit, what's the reigning color. So, next time we're going to meet and continue on this series. But today, just know that the issue of preparation cannot be overemphasized. A marriage you don't prepare for will confuse you when you enter inside, because preparation is the key. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day.